didn't get me anywhere. They didn't help me in any way whatsoever. And I became so aware of it that I wanted to change it. Hey guys, welcome back to the Alpha Hub. What I want to talk to you today and give you some little pointers and tips and tricks that I use to help me outgrow myself and all the habits that I had, or bad habits that I had. These things didn't get me anywhere. They didn't help me in any way whatsoever. And it created a life for me that I thought I was happy in, thought I was enjoying, thought it was great. But when I took myself out of my body and had a look from up above and saw myself and what I was doing to myself and the habits that I had, and the picture wasn't great. And from one point on, it was a big change in my life, and it was something big that happened to me, and I became aware of it. And I became so aware of it that I wanted to change it, and I had to call myself out on it. And there's certain things that you can do to help yourself break those habits and outgrow your old self. You know, if you're sick and tired of how you feel, how you look, what you do on a daily basis, then these tips will help you outgrow yourself and your habits. First one I want to give to you is you've got to raise your standards for yourself. You've got to think of yourself as a higher person or a better person than what you actually do and what you think of yourself. You know, if you're constantly every weekend coming home, sitting on the lounge, drinking half a case of beer, eating takeaway, you've got to see yourself as a person that you don't belong in that area. You don't have to do that to yourself. Yes, it feels comfortable. Yes, it's nice to come home, you know, crack a beer and enjoy a nice meal and sit down and watch the footy, watch some movies, you know, whatever it is you do, play your games. It's comfortable. And raising your standards, you're going to feel uncomfortable. But once you get the hang of it, it's going to create an incredible life for you, and you're going to feel a million times better about yourself and how you see yourself. My next top tip is replace the habit. Don't just try and remove it. If you replace the habit with something that you want to change your life to doing, that's then going to create a new habit. So if you're used to coming home, having 6 beers and laying down on the lounge, you've got to replace that habit. So maybe come home from work, wherever it is you're coming home from, and come inside, get changed, go for a walk. Come inside and, you know, get changed, go for a bike ride, or just, you've got to change the habit that you're used to doing to something that you want to start doing. And that's how you can replace it instead of trying to remove it. Removing it is like trying to give up smoking or give up drinking, or doing something in replacement of it is going to make it a lot easier for you to achieve and a lot nicer for you to get a hold of and get on top of that habit. My next top tip is your circle that you hang around. And I know this might be hard because you've got good friends, best friends, good mates at work, and those types of people that you just enjoy hanging around. But if they're not the right type of circle for you to break your habits, then unfortunately you're going to have to try and distance yourself from those people and from those groups that you would normally hang around, and that would have that little bit of influence on you to do that habit again. Changing your circle of people that you hang around is paramount to getting rid of those habits. When I was in my dark days where I was hanging around with people that I shouldn't have been hanging around, which then wasn't required, but I chose to do the habits that they would do, which then became my bad habits. And that's where my life really, really got, you know, dark, deep and bad. And now I can look back at it and look at myself and go, well, what the heck was I doing? Like, why would I associate myself with those people? Because every time and any time that I hung around those people and I got into the company of those people, it would just go from 0 to 100 very quickly with doing bad things, bad habits. And that's where I took control of my life by getting to that point. It was rock bottom, where I got to that point and said, I can't do this anymore, because if I do, I'm not going to end up here. I'm not going to be in this world for too much longer, because if I kept doing what I was doing, it was going to end very, very badly. And so I took charge of my life and said to myself, no more, I've got to stop it. And don't get me wrong, it's going to be hard. You know, you may fall back into the zone of that comfortable feeling and hanging with those people and you know, chilling out with them and doing whatever you do with them. But that is another thing that is very, very important to try and change, because the circle of people that you hang around have a very big influence on what you do on a daily basis. You know, it's nice to go to work and hang out with guys and have a few beers after work, but if you want to change your life for getting fit, getting healthy, whatever you're doing or thinking of doing, you've got to look at yourself and go, what's something that I can change and I want to change for the better. My last and final point or tip to do to outgrow your old self and your old habits is you've got to be ruthless. You've got to put your foot down, and you've really got to take control of what you're doing. It's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. I'm telling you that from personal experience. If you've checked out my addiction video, there was quite a period of time there where I went through some very dark days by myself, on my own, crying my eyes out because I didn't want to go back and do those things, but I also wanted to have company. And I wanted to do those things, the old habits that was comfortable. But you've got to be ruthless. You've got to lock yourself in your house or whatever it is you want to do. That just enables you to be ruthless and to secure yourself a happier and brighter future. The key point out of that is putting yourself first before you put other people first. You know, you might have mates that call you all the time and go, let's go down here, do this, let's go for a beer, let's go, do something. It's nice to do those things, but if you're trying to get on top of your life and get on top of your habits and get rid of your old self to an extent, you've got to put yourself first. You don't want to eradicate everyone out of your life, because that doesn't do anyone good. But you've really got to take charge, and these tips and points that I've given you will be the kickstart to getting your life on track and outgrowing yourself out of your habits and old self. It can be something as small as, instead of going down to the pub on the weekend, go for a fish by yourself. Gather your thoughts down by the water and enjoy the moment and peace, and listen to yourself. Listen to what you want. Do what you want, instead of just falling into the same old habit of going and doing this because it feels nice and it's happy and it's fun. But if you step outside and look back in, you could be happy. Don't get me wrong, like there are people that enjoy doing that all the time. But at the same time, you've got to put yourself first and go, is this what I actually want in life? Do you want to be the regular old guy that goes down to the pub every weekend, drinks beers, comes home, goes to sleep, wakes up, goes down to the pub, and a repetitive, monotonous sort of habit? You want to create happy futures and happy thoughts and feelings for yourself. That's what I did. That's where I took charge of my life, because I could see myself not going in the right direction. It took me a while, but at the same time, I feel incredible now. I have my own business. I work with my wife on a daily basis, and it's something that I never thought was possible because I had such a negative thought and feeling, and I didn't think of myself as anyone that deserved it. As soon as you start seeing yourself and thinking of yourself that you deserve a better future, it's up to you to create that future for yourself and break those old habits and break your old feelings and thoughts that you have. Start small, work big. Start with one or two of these topics. It's paramount to getting one or two of these on point and getting it worked out for yourself, because I can guarantee you're going to feel amazing when you just achieve the first of these steps, and it's going to be incredible, and you're just not going to want to stop. Alright guys, that's it for me today. I hope this helps. If it does, drop some comments below and let me know how you go. Alright guys, take it easy, live your best life.